Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to second PUC accountancy revision online classes. Students, in the previous class we have discussed about the special provisions in Partnership Act if there is no partnership deed, or provisions regarding the capital or other entries if there is no partnership deed or in the absence of partnership deed. That is practical oriented question we have dealt with along with the other things, right? Then we have come across the methods of maintaining capital accounts. Two methods I have already explained, and what are the accounts that are maintained under both the systems or methods, right? Now let us move on to the next practical oriented question, that is prepare. They will ask you question like this: prepare a capital account of partners under fixed capital method. Or they may ask you, is it capital accounts of partners? No. Prepare current account of partners under fixed capital system. Or they may ask you, prepare capital accounts of two partners under fluctuating capital method. So either of the two, one will be asked, both will not be asked in the examination, remember, for 5 marks. So what you have to do is, you have to open a capital account, that is a combined capital accounts of partners. Combined capital accounts of partners. Right? And prepare like this, draw the columns, provide 2 columns on either side for amount, right? Like this, give any name, isn't it? Any name you can provide. So I will take here A and B, amount in rupees, particulars, as it is capital account, debit and credit is a must. Here also again credit side A and B, rupees. So these are the columns that are to be provided. You need not provide for the LF. Ledger folio is not required. This JF is not, I'm sorry, this is ledger account. So JF is not required. Okay. See, combined capital accounts of partners I am preparing, that means capital entry should not come here. Is it? Combined capital accounts of partners, so this is under which method? We prepare only capital account under fluctuating capital system. Fluctuating capital system, I am preparing the capital accounts of partners. So remember friends, most of the times capital account will show credit balance only. There are some cases, very rare, isn't it? Capital account showing a debit balance. So it's overdrawn actually, but that should not be there. Mostly we will have credit balance in capital account, because capital account most of the times will appear on the liability side only. If there is a debit balance, it will appear on the asset side, but rare case, doesn't it? So here we will start with the credit balance by balance brought down. By balance brought down. Or remember friends, whenever they ask you current account, prepare current account, then it is fixed capital system. You must remember that you should not enter any capital balances here. Okay. But when they ask you to prepare capital accounts of partners, that means it is it is fluctuating capital method where we are not maintaining a separate capital account. Remember, clear? So start with the opening balance. Friends, remember you should give any figure. You can give any figure here. Better you just give that is a small amount rather than crores, because sometimes what happens while pressing the calculator, you may miss one figure, that's one digit, and you may get altogether different answer. So why to lose for no reason? When you know the format, when you know how to prepare it, why to lose for oversight, isn't it? They may deduct 1 or 2 marks for those reasons. So here you just give maybe 5,000 or 10,000 rupees. For him also give 10,000 rupees. Makes no difference. Need not be that the amount should be different. No, it is not like that. Clear? The reason why we give this practical into question is to know whether the student knows the concept or not. Amount is not important for us. Clear? That is the only reason of giving these practical oriented questions. Then I told you all the adjusting entries also should be entered in the capital account itself in case of fluctuating capital system. Correct? So you just enter those items which are beneficial to the partner. That is given by the firm to the partner, or which is an income to the partner, enter all those items on the credit side. And enter all the items which are to be recoverable from the partner. Only one item will be there, interest on drawings, right? Interest on drawings. And drawings also will appear here itself, because we are not maintaining separate drawings account here. So drawings, interest on drawings, only 2 items will appear on the debit side and all other items will appear on the credit side. So let us enter, friends, by interest on capital is an income to the partner. Interest on capital account, just assign 1,000 rupees. So that without using a calculator you can do the total. If you use the calculator, waste of time. Correct? Simply 10 plus 1, 11 plus 1, 12 plus 2, 14. You can do that, right? Very easy. Yes. By salary, you need not provide it to both. You provide only to one partner. If you provide salary to both, no mistake. It is not wrong. It is correct. Still it is correct. Okay. Then by commission. By commission account, provide 2,000 to B, no commission to A. No, not compulsory. You can provide to both also, or you can provide 1,000 to him and 2,000 to that person. Likewise, these are imaginary figures, but don't write X. Then what the evaluator will do? He will put one big X and will award you 0. Remember. So that will happen. Whenever they ask you specifically in the problem to prepare the account with imaginary figures, then there must be some figures. Remember. However small or there is a huge, makes no difference. If you use these small figures, they will give you 3 marks. No, it is not. They must award 5. Clear? So make it simple. Make it very simple and score. Clear? So commission account, 1, 2, 3, 4 items over. They will ask you to give only 5 items, 5 imaginary figures. Right? So write here to bank account drawings, maybe 3,000 each. Then to interest on drawings, actually 5 figures over, I am giving extra here. Clear? You need not give. Interest on drawings. Interest on drawings account, how much? maybe 1000. Remember, students, here most of the students will go wrong. Technically, they will do the mistake. Actually, it is correct. If you see on the whole, it is correct, but technically it is wrong. Interest on drawings cannot be more than the drawings amount. When you deposit 50,000 in the bank, whether they will give you interest of 60,000 or 1 lakh, is it possible? No. So make sure that interest on drawings always should be less than the drawings amount. This is the technical point. You may lose mark for this. Some evaluators may deduct mark for this, because the student is not fully aware of the concept. Clear? So make sure that you will write interest on drawings lesser than the drawings amount. So I took it as here 3,000 and 1,000. Actually it is not. It should be less than this, but still it's okay. Less than this means it's okay. Clear? And you can add here some more items like interest on loan. It is an income to the partner, right? Interest on loan, that is loan provided by the partner to the firm. On the loan provided by the partner to the firm is supposed to pay interest to the partner. The firm is supposed to pay interest to the partner. So that is an income to the partner. Don't you think so? Yes. So interest on loan maybe only to Mr. A, 1,000 rupees I will write here. So there are 7 items now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct? You need to write only 5 items, not 7 items. You write more makes no difference, but make sure that whatever you write, it is correct. Clear? Yes. Now, close it. Close it. Now it is 10 plus 1, 11 plus 2, 13. See, very easy. No need of calculator here. 13,000 here, 11, 13, 14,000, right? 14,000. So 14 and 13 write on the debit side. 13. Now find out the difference. Here 4,000. This is 13,000. Difference is 9,000, right? 9 plus 4, 13. Here 3 plus 1, 4,000. Here 14,000. So 10,000 is the difference. Very simple, friends. That is what I told. Don't make it complicated. Make it very simple. Yeah? To balance carried down. To balance carried down. Balancing figure. Balancing figure. Then next step is by balance brought down. By balance brought down. That is how much? 10,000 and 9,000. That's all. Your problem is solved, friends. See, this is how you have to prepare, how you have to solve it. Here 10,000 and 9,000 is the difference we got. That is the balance of capital of the partners Mr. A and B respectively, right? So this is when they ask you a question, prepare capital accounts of 2 partners under fluctuating capital system. We have included everything, that is adjusting entries are done in the capital account itself, right? Yes. Then now let us move on to the next part. I will change here itself and I will explain here. Combined current accounts of partners. Combined current accounts of partners. Current accounts of partners. Correct? Actually, friends, current account may show either a debit balance or a credit balance. Need not be only credit balance. Mostly in capital account we can expect that is capital account mostly shows credit balance, but current account may show either a debit balance or a credit balance. So you can start with the to balance brought down also, or you can start with by balance brought down also, or you need not write this balance brought down at all. Clear? In your reader it is very clearly given. In current account format they gave by balance brought down in case of credit opening balance, and on the debit side balance brought down in case of debit opening balance. So current account may show either a debit balance or a credit balance, or need not show any balances. If you start without any balances, if you erase this, all other entries remains as it is, still it is correct, because it need not have opening balance, current account. Clear? And all other entries are like this only, friends. Only the name will change, combined current accounts of partners, and all other adjusting entries we will make here. In case of capital account, you can add one more entry, by bank capital introduced, that is additional capital you can write. By bank that is capital introduced, that is additional capital introduced you can write here, but in case of current account no provision for that. You should not pass an entry that is by bank additional capital brought in, should not be written here. That is the only difference between capital account and current account. So same entries you have to write, by balance brought down, then all these entries, and this is enough, that is done. But make sure that you will write the heading properly. Combined capital accounts of partners, here combined current accounts of partners. Clear? And here drawings you can write in current account also, because whenever you make a drawing, do a drawing, then it will be entered in the current account and not in the capital account, remember. Clear? Yes. So that is what you have to do here. Let us move on to next part now. So 3 practical oriented questions being solved already. So one is sure from either of these 3, because they have to give as per, that is number of questions, that is practical oriented questions from first 3, second 3, like that they have to give. This time you will not have much practical oriented questions unless they add some more. Clear? Earlier there were only 15, first 5, second 5, third 5, like that it was distributed, I think. So they will divide all the questions into 3 parts, and from each of the part they will ask you one question, remember. So, but this year's pattern is not received because syllabus has been removed, so that should be adjusted somewhere in other chapters. So where they will adjust, I never know. So whenever I will get the information immediately, I will post it in the group, okay, so that I will be comfortable. But for the time being, read all the, don't leave anything, okay, because if you leave some chapters here, then you will the biggest loser. So be careful. Syllabus is very less, so from each of the chapters you will get questions, maximum number of questions you will get. Clear? So make sure of it. Now I will take up the next part. Okay, next part will be interest on capital, interest on partners' capital. Actually, friends, interest on capital is an expense to the firm and income to the partner. Am I correct? Interest on capital means the capital contributed by the partners into the business, maybe at the commencement of the business or at the beginning of the year or in between the year, partners might have contributed some amount, which is called capital of the partners, on which the firm is supposed to pay interest if the deed provides, or in the partnership deed there is a clause, there is a term that interest on capital should be provided at this much percentage, then the firm must pay interest on capital, and this is an expense for the firm and income to the partner. Keep this in mind very clearly, because partners, they will contribute money into the business. If they invest elsewhere, maybe in bank, then they will get interest on the deposit, right? So when they invest in the partnership firm, they must get interest on that, correct? They will get profit, no doubt, but the interest, because some partner may contribute more, some partner may contribute less. Mr. A might have contributed 1 lakh, B might have contributed 50,000, C might have contributed only 10,000. Don't you think there is a difference of, that is partners, that is profit sharing ratios are equal, then all of them will get equal share in the profits. But how much money was contributed by them? It is Mr. A has contributed more amount, right? Compared to C. Say C has contributed only 10,000 and A has contributed 1 lakh. So there is a difference. To compensate that, interest on capital will be provided, so that Mr. A will get more interest on his capital and Mr. C will get less interest on his capital. So that is the only reason why interest on capital is provided. Now, the question is whether interest on capital should be provided to all the partners. Yes. When? If the deed provides so. If there is a partnership deed and if there is a term in the partnership deed that interest on capital should be provided at so and so percentage, then the firm must pay interest on capital. But the question arises, even if there is no deed, then what happens? No interest on capital should be provided, because we have already come across the special provisions of Partnership Act regarding payment of interest on capital. Interest on capital should not be provided, right? Yes. Then, my question is, if there is a loss, whether interest on capital should be provided? No. Interest on capital should not be provided, because interest on capital will be provided only out of profits and not out of losses. Remember this. Clear? If there is a loss in the business, then, and after all adjustments, interest on capital is to be provided. Mr. A and B are partners, suppose, and 1,000 to Mr. A and rupees 500 to Mr. B should be provided as interest on capital. But after all adjustments, the available net profit is just 750 rupees. 750 rupees. How will you provide this? That is a question. Whether interest on capital should be provided in this case, you must provide how much? This much only, 750. How will you divide? As per their ratio. As per their ratio of interest on capital and not profit sharing ratio, friends. As per the ratio of their interest on capital. Here, the interest on capital ratio is 2:1. Am I correct? 5 2s are 10. So, 500 into 2, 1000. So, 2:1 is their interest on capital ratio. Now, though their profit sharing ratio is equal 1:1, but we have to provide interest on capital to Mr. A rupees 500 and to Mr. B rupees 250. That is 2 by 3 into 750 and 1 by 3 into 750. This is how we have to distribute. Very crucial point, very critical point. Remember this. Are you getting me confused? I will repeat. See, if after all adjustments the available net profit is 750 and interest on capital comes to 1,500, total 1,500, not possible to provide the entire amount. But how much can be provided? This entire amount should be provided. In which ratio? Not as per their profit sharing ratio. Though their profit sharing ratios are equal, this amount should be distributed among them in their interest on capital ratio. That is 1,000 is to 500, or see, I will simplify it. 1,000 is to 500, that is interest on capital ratio, right? So remove 2 zeros here. So 10 is to 5, or divide this by 5, 5 2s are 10 and 5 1s are 5. This is the ratio whatever I did here. This is not a magic, simply calculation, that's all, right? Yes. So we have to provide this 750 in the ratio of 2:1, that is 2 plus 1, 3 is the denominator. So 2 by 3 into 750, that is the amount, that is 500 rupees we will get, and 1 by 3 into 750 we will get 250. So this is the amount to be payable as interest on capital. Suppose if after all adjustments there is no amount, a zero amount remains, there is no net profit available, what will you do? You will not provide any interest on capital to the partners. This is the provision, remember. If there is enough money, then distribute it among them as per their eligibility. How much interest on capital should be paid? Pay it fully, then whatever remains net profit, distribute among them. So that is what you have to do while appropriating the profits. Understood now? Very clear. That is, interest on capital should be provided if sufficient profits are available. If it is not available, if there is no profit available, then no interest on capital should be provided. If some amount is available, distribute it among the partners as interest on capital in their interest on capital ratio and not profit sharing ratio. Clear? It is there in your notes. Go through the notes very clearly. Listen to the video and jot down the points and read notes, because students have the habit of not reading the notes at all. Unless you are very sure about the theory, how will you do the practical then? When something is briefed about you, one machine is there, everything is briefed to you, this, if you operate this will happen, this will happen. These theory parts are if not explained, can you operate the machine? No, never, right? So those things you have to read the theory part properly, then you have to move on to the practical part. If there is doubt, call me immediately, I will sort out the problem. Now let us move on to the next part, that is interest on drawings calculation. Interest on drawings calculation. Interest on drawings are provided, interest on drawings is provided to the partners just because interest on capital is provided. Interest on drawings is charged, right? It is not provided, it is charged. It is charged because when the partners contribute capital, and on that, when the firm is paying interest, which is called interest on capital, an income to the partner and an expense to the firm. In the same way, when the partner takes out money from the business, firm's money is taken over by the partner for their personal use, which is called drawings, and on that the partners are supposed to pay interest to the firm, and interest on drawings is an income to the firm and expense to the partner, because partner is supposed to pay interest on the money used by the partner for his personal use, the money which belongs to the firm, correct? So the partner has to pay, and it is an expense to the partner and income to the firm. That is interest on drawings, remember. So here we have to calculate interest on drawings that is made by the partner. There are three methods, that is specific period method, product method and average period method or shortcut method. Average period method or shortcut method. So these are the three methods of calculation of interest on drawings of the partners. To calculate interest on drawings under all the three methods, they will ask you a particular method in the examination. Remember, friends, they will not ask all the methods, they will ask you any specific method, or the problem remains silent, the students can follow any method depending upon the type of problem. Remember, for some problems you have to follow the particular method only, you are not supposed to use the other method that I will take up in the next class. problem I will give you. I told you already. I'll send it through WhatsApp. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.